and that's a win for me. So
Yeah, Coach Lawson was talking in there about how the game has changed so much and that everybody is big. Do you sense that you guys are tremendously undersized when you're out there on the field?
I wouldn't say we're undersized. I think we have a lot of different aspects. We have a lot of speed. We have a lot of power, pitching and hitting, and defensively. I think that's a really unique quality about us. Like, per se in the outfield, like we are really, really fast in the outfield, and then you look in the infield, it's me and Grace. Margaret's a different story, and Miko, like you wouldn't say we're the fastest, but we are very strong, and we're like, I say like the whole entire team is really, really strong, and we worked really hard in the weight room this past year with Coach D. So we have a lot of different aspects that we bring to the table, but I wouldn't say we're undersized though.
What's the biggest challenge the SEC presents this season?
Yeah, this is our schedule from my freshman year. And this is a very, very challenging schedule with, most of the top teams, Alabama, LSU, Florida. So it's going to be challenging, but I think our preseason schedule is really going to challenge us. So I think it'll prepare us pretty well.
What do you see out of this freshman class? Coach Lawson has already stapled them as a special group.
Yeah, they, like, all around. I have Cassie Reasoner at shortstop. She didn't really mention her, but because I've never really had someone behind me at shortstop taking reps with me. So I think that, for me, has challenged me a lot. Just to have someone there with me, and I've helped her a lot, so it's made us both learn. But as soon as they stepped on campus, they were ready to roll, and I think they've made us work for our spots, and they've definitely put their step into the lineup as well. So I think they've really helped us grow to the next step.
I read something where you and Grace Thorson were childhood friends coming from Indiana together. So can you tell me about just that journey of getting her transferring and like what your all's connection was like and what impact do you think you kind of had on that?
Yeah, so we played travel ball together for 7 years with Indiana Magic Gold, and then she went to IU and I went to UK, but we never really lost connection there. And we kept talking, and I know she wasn't the happiest sort of say, so I did all my influencing I could to get her to come to UK, so I think it worked out. But yeah, our connection still stands to today, so yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Scrimmage team are actually getting ready to really play great teams.
Coach Lawson talks a bit about, like, obviously Caleb Wallace is a big part of the team and that production, but she listed you as one of the other people. She listed a couple players, but as one of the people that can help bridge that, I guess, loss per se. How do you see that playing out the team right now?
So one thing is that you're not going to get another Kayla Kowalik. That's just, we already know that. She's one of a kind. But I think that each player is just going to have to find their own way to bridge that gap. I'm not going to be Kayla, even though I might have a similar skill set. And we have a couple people who have similar skill sets to her, and we can figure out ways to make the loss seem significantly smaller. And I think another thing is that we're not going to be able to even go about how we plan our game the same way. Like, we're going to have to go a completely different route in regards to, like, replacing her. Not replacing, like, bridging that gap. I think what I thought is just being like, rather than how can I replace her, think about what's the best way for our team to work even without her.
Mm-hmm. And how have you grown?
I think the way I've grown is to realize that I just have to play my game, that I am my own unique player, I have my own unique set of strengths, and just to make sure that I fully lean into them.
Coach Lawson spoke about the challenging start to the season. How do you think that will help you while facing such good teams early on?
I think the great thing about playing great teams early on is that you really get to know what's working really well and what needs to get worked on. And when you face really great teams like Stanford, UC Santa Barbara, San Diego State, then you get, especially early on, you have all this time to still figure out what, like, to work on getting to where we want to be for the SEC season.
Are you sad it's not somewhere warm this year?
I always look at the schedule and it's always like, oh, it's going to be warm. And then I look at the weather and it's like, actually, no, it's not. So it's a great, fake. I guess I've gotten used to it. It happens just about every time. But, we got to pretend it's, sunny and 75.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. I mean, I feel like we're really strong together, and it's going to help us in the long run.
Coach Lawson spoke highly of this freshman class. What have you seen from your teammates so far that kind of justifies them being so special in Coach Lawson's eyes?
Well, they're all bigger than me, so I'll start with that. I mean, they're all super duper strong. You can tell they all really love the game, and they're committed. Day one, they came in and they wanted to be part of this program, and they wanted to give 110% all the time.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Environment and like a coaching staff. So Kentucky reached out and everyone here has been with Coach Lawson for multiple years, and she's been here for 17 herself. So for me, that was like an established culture that I was really excited to join.
How has she challenged you as you've stepped into this new team?
Oh, she challenged me in every aspect, every single thing. We even have nutrition challenges. Like everything you do here is a challenge.
How are you feeling about playing in the SEC? Do you think it'll be easier, harder, different than the Big Ten in a lot of ways?
I've played SEC teams before, and coming from Power 5 school, softball is just a difficult sport in general, but I definitely think it'll be more challenging, a lot more rigorous schedule that you'll have to be a part of week in and week out, but I think it's going to be more exciting than anything.
What's the biggest thing that you feel like you can bring to this team to help them out?
Experience. Coming from a rebuilding team, a different culture, I've dealt with multiple different coaches over the past 3 years with myself at Rutgers, so I think just experience and adversity on and off the field that I faced.
What's your attitude towards the bullpen? What have you seen? What do you like so far?
So something that's different is we have two coaches, so Coach Lawson's a lot more mechanical. She breaks everything down with logic. Grace is more feel. So the two different aspects, like I get to take that in, and I also get to help our freshman Sydney with that. It's awesome. The environment we're in, the girls support each other. We all are different at different levels. We all have better pitches. Steph's all stronger on the right side. I'm stronger on the left. You know, it's just a great atmosphere.
Is that